It's January of 2022. In 2020, I made a resolution to normalize my relationship with food. Now, a lot of people confuse that with wanting to lose weight. No, I did not want to lose weight. I was out of control with my eating habits. It was creating a lot of anger management problems in my life. I was having difficulty with social environments. I was often leaving social environments because of food cravings. I want to say 2 years later, I still deal with some of these challenges. Normally, if I have a social commitment that I know ahead of time, yes, I can usually put food aside. My main problem these days is unexpected events that delay me to getting into my food. I was at a board game club. It was held at a restaurant not long ago. And when I ordered my food, the server forgot to bring silverware. This was during the Delta variant where people were still very sensitive to having other people touch people's silverware. And when I saw the food and I could smell it and I didn't have silverware, I just got really frustrated out of my mind. I was trying to get the attention of one of the waiters. He didn't hear me, and I think I raised my voice a little bit. And I felt really embarrassed by that. And then I realized, and then I kicked myself, I'm still dealing with eating struggles. Last week I was looking at a backgammon tournament that I wanted to go to in Los Angeles, but when I looked at the dates, I thought it was only going to be 2 days. The tournament was going to be on a Friday and a Saturday, and I could handle that without eating, because I didn't want to deal with eating disorder problems during my trip, right? On the plane, in the hotel, and when I looked carefully, it was a 3-day event, and I knew I couldn't, I don't want to push my fasting that far just yet. And it angered me that I wouldn't be able to fast through the whole thing. I've always wanted to take a fastcation, a vacation where I fasted all the way from when I boarded the plane on the way out to when I get home. Because food always interrupts my trips one way or another. You guys saw me try to take a fastcation to Wallace. It was longer than I had. I ended up having to stay longer than I wanted to because the weather got brutal, and I couldn't hold the fast anymore. And the way home just became entangled in food, and I really didn't like that. Now, after the pandemic has wound down, I hope to go back to Poland. I hope eventually I can fast for a week or two, because I don't want to share my... I love Poland, and I don't want to share myself in Poland with food. I really don't. And that really bothers me that I have to share it with food, because chances are something's going to go wrong with food. Right? The silverware's not going to be there. My favorite food is not available. Maybe I make a new friend in Poland, but and I get so hung up with wanting to get to my food. You get the idea, right? Anyway, so I decided not to go to the tournament in Las Vegas because I wasn't ready to handle that just yet. I hopefully one day, when my fasts get long enough to do stuff like that, I'll be very pleased, right? Just like how I can fast during an 8-hour workday. I hardly ever think about how do I take a break during work to eat anymore, because that just adds a lot more trouble than it has to be. Anyway, really nice and free now that I can do all these things that I didn't even think about even just 2 years ago.